I need super quiet, respectful voices because we're going to have a discussion. Today we're going to be learning a little bit about petroglyphs and hieroglyphs. Have any of you heard those words before? No? Well, those who have heard them, do you have an idea of what they might be? What do they mean to you? Lily?
Something that people made from the past.
So something they had from the past. Excellent. Andy?
Something electrical.
Can you say that a bit louder?
Something electrical.
Something electrical? Maybe. Anyone else? Okay, so remember how we were learning a while back about artifacts? And artifacts were things they found in the ground, like pottery and things from the past that would tell us, or tools, that was a common one too. Animal bones, things that told us about the past. Now something else that they do is look for petroglyphs and hieroglyphs. And those help us tell a little bit more about the past. And so here I've got the definition of petroglyphs here. Petroglyphs, well first let's look at hieroglyphs. That's the first one we'll look at. Hieroglyph. Can you say hieroglyph?
Hieroglyphs.
So hieroglyphs are a way of writing that they did a long time ago. They didn't always have letters a long, long time ago. Yes, lady?
Some Egyptians, instead of using letters, they used pictures
Exactly.
like hands.
Yeah, so right here, this is the ancient Egypt hieroglyphs. They would write using pictures because they didn't have letters like we did. So if they wanted to tell a story, they would tell a story using pictures. It was almost like entirely a picture book, okay? So here are hieroglyphs. Now, in Utah, we have a lot of these kinds of things. But in Utah, they call them a bit differently because instead of finding them written on papyrus or written on wood, we find them written in stone. And so they go up into the mountains and they find these carvings in stone, and the carvings in stone are called petroglyphs. Can you friends tell something similar that both these words have? Jade?
Pictures.
They do both have pictures. Anna?
They both have glyphs in it.
Yeah, and they both have...
Oh.
Yeah, they both have an O and they have glyphs. Now, glyphs is another way of saying writing. So this one, hieroglyphs means writing with pictures. Petroglyphs, can you say petroglyphs? Means writing with pictures in the stone. Okay, so they would carve into the stone to tell a story. Now we're going to look at some pictures just real quick. Wait for this to wake up. So what kind of things while this is waking up do you think they might tell stories about? Or what kind of things might they write? Anna? Or Sadie? I'm sorry.
I watched this thing about these cavemen, and the girl said, instead of what's on TV, she said, what's on the wall tonight? And the guy was saying people were just hunting mammoths and stuff.
Well, you know, that's a lot of what they have pictures of. So we're going to see some pictures of what they wrote. Now, this picture we've got here on our petroglyphs is the same picture right here. And you see this little man on a horse. Thank you, Hayden. Little man on a horse, and he's shooting an arrow at this deer over here. So he must be telling a story about hunting. Here it looks like maybe he is fishing. Over here. Well, there's all kinds of stories. What kind of stories do you friends think you might see up here? It's kind of hard to tell because we don't know for sure what they were saying, huh? Yeah. Yummy? What they did. Excellent. So maybe it would tell us about how they lived. For example, we see here, how did they get their food? They hunted. Yes, Mother?
On hieroglyphs, on Prince of Egypt, you can see that Moses is going to find something, and then he finds some of those hieroglyphs on the wall.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, so today we are going to practice writing with petroglyphs. And what was petroglyphs? What did that mean? Who can remind me? Jade. Writing in stone. And writing in stone was really good because is that going to accidentally get erased or blow away? No, if you write in stone, it's going to be there for a long time. Do you think it must have been pretty easy? They just like got a little pencil and they just wrote on the stone? No, they carved. They carved deep into stone. Have any of you friends tried to carve into a stone before?
Yeah.
It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard. And now they didn't even have the kind of tools we have they didn't have like chainsaws or electric tools, and they may have had something like chisel, but it wasn't as sharp as ours. And so when they did it, it would take a long time. So these petroglyphs that we find are really precious because they worked so hard on it, and because those are still there, it's a link to our past. So we're going to practice making petroglyphs today. We're going to be using salt dough, and so it's not going to be as hard, right? Carving in salt dough, a lot easier than carving into rocks. So you'll have a little bit of salt dough, and you'll have a toothpick to try and carve it with, just to make it a bit trickier. Now, as you're writing, I want you to think about, maybe, before you go, a story that you can tell. Okay, maybe you want to tell a story about your day. Maybe you want to make up a story. Think of a story you can tell, and try to put that in the salt dough using only pictures, using only hieroglyphs, because they didn't use letters, they used pictures. Yes, Sadie?
How is salt dough different than plain dough?
It's just like Play-Doh, except if you touch it and then lick your fingers after, it tastes like salt. All right, so don't lick it. It's not good for you. Okay, yes, Jeremiah.
Could we work with our friends and help them also?
We're gonna work at our own table on our own hieroglyphs and petroglyphs. Okay, we're using salt dough to write our petroglyphs. All right, so you don't need to really work with your friend because you'll have it right in front of you. Okay. So quietly, we'll have the back row. Red goes back to your chairs.
Can we work with
You can talk to the people around you.